Welcome back to the Karson Barrett Show. Today we'll be joined by Jeffrey Edenfield, host of Conservative Circle. Welcome to the show, Jeffrey.
Well, thank you for having me.
So first I want to get your thoughts on the sudden passing of Lindsey Graham. Of course, it's tragic. I didn't always agree with him, but it's really sad what happened, and I wish the best.
Yeah, you and I both. We didn't always agree with him on everything. I think especially the war that is still going on. But I think it was tragic, and I think he was an American that loved this country, a patriot. And I want to just first address something. Everyone that is making fun of this death, which is people on the right, people on the left, stop. It's not right. We know how it was when people the left made fun of Charlie Kirk's death. That it's still the same. Someone died. We don't need to make jokes about it. Send your thoughts, send your prayers to the family, and move on. That's what I have to say.
And what's really shocking to me is it's mainly the people on the right that are making fun of his death, because he supported Trump, he supported the war with Iran, and some people called him a warmonger. I don't really know if that's true or not, but it's really sad and it's really shocking because they're the ones that were telling people don't make fun of Charlie's death in September. It's just really sad. Okay. But now moving on to Florida. So it's the Florida governor election, I believe, sometime in the middle of August. It's going to be between Byron Donalds, James Fishback, Jay Collins, and Paul Renner. So first I want to ask, do you think Jay Collins, Paul Renner, or James Fishback stands a chance in this election?
Well, I think Fishback has a real chance here, a big chance here. He's reaching Gen Z. So what we need is Gen Z to get out and vote. I think that we can win this election. I've been working with the Fishback campaign. I've been a campaign volunteer since January, and I really do see a lot of momentum. I think he's got this, but there's some legal battles that I know that we'll get to in a moment that are going to challenge that and make it more difficult for him to get elected.
I just want to ask, you live in Florida, correct?
Yes.
So I've been seeing a lot of comments saying there's no signs anywhere for Byron Donalds, no campaign support for him anywhere. Is that true?
Well, there's not. I've seen only Fishback signs and a lot of Fishback merch, a lot of people wearing Fishback merch. I don't see anyone wearing Byron Donalds merch. No one. I've never seen it.
Yeah. So now we're going to get to the legal battles that is over James Fishback right now. Jay Collins is filing legal action against him because apparently he doesn't think he has lived in Florida for 7 years. What do you make of that?
Well, I think it's totally false, and especially this guy, Jay Collins, who just moved to Florida in 2019, whenever he became a Florida state senator. Fishback has lived here, I believe, all of his life. He was born here in 1995. So I think it's all political. I think it's because Jay Collins knows that he doesn't stand a chance to Fishback. He was appointed by Governor Ron DeSantis. Why hasn't he gotten Ron DeSantis's endorsement? He hasn't. Ron DeSantis hasn't endorsed anyone. He won't endorse Byron. I think that's pretty clear. He's not going to. He probably won't endorse Fishback, but I don't see him going for Jay Collins.
Yeah. I want to play this clip. It's what James Fishback told Jay Collins during the debate.
Where did I grow up?
I think you grew up in a
Where did I
small
grow
town
up,
in
Jay?
Florida.
Where did I grow up? Here
I
in
think
Florida.
you called Madison home, right?
I grew up here in Florida, right? All right, case closed. Drop the lawsuit.
Oh.
So what do you make of that clip, and do you think people paid attention to that?
Well, yeah, because, just after that drop the lawsuit, there's a whole crowd cheering. Fishback has momentum. Jay Collins did so terrible on the debate stage. He doesn't have a lot of support. Fishback has a lot of support. Jay Collins is not going to win. But what I find very interesting is that James Fishback has already chosen a running mate, a lieutenant governor. Byron Donalds hasn't. So, is Jay Collins going to keep his position if Byron Donalds were to win the primary? Is that going to be his lieutenant governor? That's a question that I'm wondering. I
Yeah.
feel like they're working together to take down the Fishback campaign, which they're not doing so good at. I think that we're going to win on August 18th.
So, you said it a while ago. You said you think it's just a campaign move, but I want to ask you: Florida residents even care about this 7-year residency question?
Well, I think that if it is true that he has not lived here 7 years, then I guess that's a legal problem, right? Because that's kind of a law. That's a you have to abide by that. But I think Fishback has. I think he has said that he has a house in D.C., but his sister lives there, so it's not really a resident. He doesn't live there. He lives here in Florida.
Yeah. So you said a while ago that a lot of younger conservatives are looking up to James Fishback. Do you think if Gen Z gets out and votes, he can win this election easy?
Well, it's not going to be easy. Why? Because we have the APAC donors supporting Byron Donalds.
Yeah.
What took out Thomas Massey? APAC did. It's not going to be easy, but I think that we can win.
Do you think
Fishback is talking to Republicans, Democrats, everyone, undecided voters. I mean, I think that he's going to win this.
Do you think APAC, you said APAC, but do you think it's actually going to play a role in a governor election that has nothing to do with Israel?
I think it can.
That's what happened with Thomas Massey. So, you told me earlier you wanted to make an announcement about the trial next week.
Yeah. So the Fishback trial is beginning on July 21st, and it's going to be a 2-day trial, July 21st to the 22nd. I'm going to be there in support of James Fishback on July 21st. I know a lot of campaign volunteers are going to be there, and I'm going to be there to show support. I can't make it the 22nd because, as you know, I'm hosting a debate next week on the 22nd between Dave Valimont and John Frankmen, who's running in my district in Florida 1. So, yeah, I'm going to be there.
Short answer, yes or no. Do you think Jay Collins will actually be able to get away with this and it will work?
To be honest, I hope not. What they can't do is they can't stop printing the names with his ballot on it. With his name on it, sorry. So the ballot already has James Fishback's name on it. They can't take that away, but what they can do is cancel your vote. So if you were to vote Fishback and he were to win, right? It doesn't count because he'd be disqualified. Which I think is awful, and I hope that Jay Collins doesn't get away with it.
Yeah. So, you talked about that debate. Let's go ahead and play that clip that we'll be hosting next week.
Northwest Florida, listen up. A major conversation is coming your way. On Wednesday, July 22nd at 4 p.m. Central Time, Conservative Circle is proud to host a live debate between Republican candidate John Frankmen and Democratic candidate Dave Valimont. The moderators of this debate will be Jeffrey Edenfield and Jared Trinidad. This debate will give voters the chance to hear directly from both candidates as they discuss the issues impacting Northwest Florida. The candidates will answer questions on the economy and cost of living, military and veterans, artificial intelligence and data centers, education and students, and healthcare. No campaign ads, no sound bites, just the candidates, their ideas, and the issues that matter most to Northwest Florida. Watch the debate live on Wednesday, July 22nd at 4 p.m. Central Time, exclusively on Conservative Circle YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and join us for this important conversation. We'll see you on July 22nd.
So, you're going to be moderating it. What kind of tone are you expecting from Valimont and Frankmen?
Well, I'm hoping for a nice tone. I'm hoping for a nice and respectful debate between the two candidates. I'm very honored to host this debate. So, yeah, I'm really hoping that it will be nice and respectful.
Yeah. So, what's the biggest contrast you see between Frankmen and Valimont?
So
Basically
I
everything.
see Dave Almont's, of course, a Democrat running in a highly Republican district. I think it's 37 points. I don't know. But she did last year in the special election. She swung this district 22 points to the Democratic column. It's crazy. Frankman, I see kind of like pushback. I see an America First conservative. Of course, we have the Republican primary on August 18th, also the Democratic primary, but except for this district, Dave Alamont's, automatically going to be the candidate in November because there's no other Democrat running against her. So I see. Sorry, I lost my words. But yeah, I see an America First conservative with Frankman, and then I see a Democrat that some things I can agree with her on, but there are some that I just cannot. And something that she said that really was like a no for me. She said it in one of her lives. She said that she thinks the Democratic Socialist wins are good, and that Mondani is a true leader. Which I just no, thank you. Socialism doesn't work. Sorry, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Tune into my show this Friday, at 4 p.m. Central Time, and we'll be talking about some, the rise of socialism. So yeah, that's what I'd have to say about the two.
And one more question: doesn't Jimmy whatever not live in Florida? I mean, not Florida.
He lives in Florida. He doesn't live in our district.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He lives in District 2. He lives, I think, in Panama City. But we need representation here. We don't have that. I want Frankman to win the primary. Yeah, he's like the Byron Donalds of Florida, Florida 1, and then like John Frankman is like the Fishback of Florida 1.
Jeffrey, thank you for coming on.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Karson.